Hi everybody. Hi Paul. He's like, what's with me? Leave me alone. Okay. Okay. We're good. Somebody. Hello. Okay, we need to ask. Hi. Sorry. I'm a minute or two late, and so I apologize for that, Sharon. I was having a little trouble getting online myself, so for some reason it was just being a little. So, but I'm here, yay, we're all here, hooray, okay. So today on my walk, I had seen 3 large black butterflies. And I thought, well, that's really interesting because we see the monarchs all the time, that I have, milkweed in my garden, and it is, so we get the monarch butterflies all the time. But today there were 3 black butterflies, and they looked like they were pretty big size because they were not. They were big enough for me to see, and they were not like right up on me. So I just was like, I need to make sure to share with you all. So the black butterfly symbolizes transformation, change, rebirth, representing a profound journey through difficult times to a state of new life and renewal. While sometimes associated with the wandering souls for the dead in certain folklore, and that's really kind of what had occurred to me at the time, the core meaning is generally one of hope, signifying the presence of new beginnings, even in darkness. It can also indicate that someone is facing significant life changes. So, and receiving guidance from ancestors during a period of transformation. So, it is the hello. Oh my goodness, hello everyone. I'm sorry, I was reading that off the screen and I missed all the hellos. Hello! So this black butterfly imagery was something that is really, really important and really stuck with me today, and it just kind of stayed in my mind. Some of you know there's been like a weird series of losses in our life, in our family. I had a high school friend unexpectedly pass away. I had an old friend who used to live here and had moved on. I had just communicated with them just a few weeks back, who had succumbed after a long battle with brain tumors. And then my girlfriend's mother had passed away, and then my brother-in-law passed away. So it's just been this weird series of my ex-brother-in-law. So it's just been this weird series of transitions, and we can see the things that are going on in this country, with the leadership in this country, that there's a very weird transition that's going on. But what's so interesting is, and those of you who follow my personal page, and be warned, don't go on my personal page if you don't want to really know my thoughts about politics. So just, if you want to stay in the love and the light, you got to stay here. So fair warning. For me, as a Jewish woman living in this country, it is a very challenging time, and we see this transformation, and I keep having this dichotomy between very frustrated and angry at things that are going on, because we see this dictatorship, this fascism that's going on. We see this power grab every single day. It seems like something else, and I keep being reminded of like that game Hungry Hippos, where you just and it just seems like there are people right now that are just trying to grab everything that they can, whether that's humans or rights or territory or whatever it is. I'm so sorry. Back at you, Stacey, and hopefully I get to see you next month. That would be so wonderful if we could connect. There continues to be this exodus from the planet, and we saw it even before COVID. We saw it happening. We saw it in these mass shootings, which are so difficult to digest. And we saw it then with COVID, with so many people that were leaving the planet. And now it is this maybe a slower departure, but there's still so many people that are leaving the planet. They've just had enough. And it's interesting because I was talking to somebody yesterday about, as much as we are living in challenging times, and these are very challenging times, and again, it does feel like a lot of people are just really right now grab for themselves. And we know, we who work in the light, know, as much as that is hard and frustrating and really challenging, and sometimes we have to just bite our lips, this is not a time to be silent. This is a time to stand up for what you believe is right. At the same time, we signed up for this. We signed up for this. We decided to incarnate now here in this time of deep change and transition and of humanity's continued evolution. And that is not easy. It is not easy, but we chose to be here. And, we know that there are people who are choosing to leave for a lot of different reasons. There is something in our humanity's evolution. There is something in our personal evolution that we needed to be here to witness, to experience, to participate in. And I have been talking about humanity's evolution through the chakras for many years. And this is, I have been saying for the last several years, we are in the throat chakra. Right now we are in the throat chakra. People are using their words. We have AI using words. We have fake news. We have lies and conspiracy theories. We have the truth being manipulated. The truth is being lost. The truth is being used. The lies are being used. Words is all, this is the time of the vocalization, the time of the throat chakra, the time of words. And as we can see, communication is really on the chopping block. Our ability to communicate with others who have different viewpoints, our ability to communicate with others who speak a different language, maybe look different, have different beliefs, have different orientations, have different backgrounds. The tribalism on the planet, not just in the United States, with tribalism, and it is this time of communication, and it is this time of, hopefully, pray every day that the humanity is finally learning to communicate. I mean, clearly right now we're not communicating very well with anybody, but it is this hope that there is a turning point, that this is happening for a reason. This is happening as part of humanity's evolution. This is happening because we came here to experience this. We came here and we are part of contributing to it, participating in it, watching it, fueling it, fighting it. Pick your, pick where you are. But we came here to participate in it, and the hope, the prayer, is that humanity comes to this place that says, okay, we see that. Let's go next to the next chakra. And you can find a blog post from me on this, either on my website or on Medium, where I write on Medium as well, where I talk about humanity's evolution through the chakras. And the next thing that happens after the throat chakra is the ears. The ears. So I know we talk mostly about the main 7 chakras, right? We've got the main 7 chakras, but we have chakras in our ears. We have chakras all over the place. We have chakras in our hands, our fingertips, our feet. Every place there's a crossing of nerves, there's a chakra, which is just an energy center. And the ones in the center, the base chakra, sacral, solar plexus, heart, throat, third eye, crown, those are the main ones that everybody, well, not everybody, but those are the main ones that people know about, right? That rainbow in the sun. We have chakras all over our body. We have chakras in our auras. We have, we're just chakra, okay? We are the chakra. And so as we move forward, the next place for us to move from the throat chakra is hopefully the ears. Now, if we skip over the ears, we go straight into the ajna, which is the third eye, where we can really see the truth about humanity and light and love and the universe and the dimensions and all of that. And we know that there are, that evolution into the 5th dimensions, right? We are evolving into higher consciousness and connecting with higher consciousness. Thank you. Everybody, Chris Judd, contact manager, big hand. Anytime I say something, there she pops right in there. So thank you very much for the link for that. Instagram, folks, it is on Facebook. However, please do remember that all of these videos are then posted onto my YouTube channel after this, because Facebook is like putting timelines on how long a video can stay or whatever. So if you're ever looking for something, you can find a past video. You can always find it on the YouTube channel. Anyway, so it's possible that we are going to skip over the ear chakra, though I doubt it, and move into the ajna, into the third eye. So there's a lot that's going on. There's a lot that's shifting. And I've been saying for several years, there is this feeling of unsteady ground, right? And the people who really want to hold on to the status quo have been holding on, and this is where the power grab is coming from all sides, people who are trying to hold on to the status quo. And now we have people who feel like they want to shake the status quo, to change it and move it in their direction one way or the other. And so people are feeling very unsettled. So if you have been feeling very unsettled, remember that the Schumann resonance, which is this thing that is, it's all very shocking. That's cute. Which is this resonance, this energy signature of the planet, has been going up and up and up and up and up for the last several years. Okay, just like really off the scales, pegging the peg, right? If you really want something fascinating to look at, do check out a company called Heart Math. They are amazing with the work that they do, but one of the things that they're talking about and they're doing is communication with trees, because we know that trees do communicate with each other and they do have energy signatures, and we can actually communicate. And now, we who go out and talk to the trees, you know, if you've heard me talk before about putting your hands on the trees and really communicating and connecting with the trees, they're very grounding, they are very wise, they have an incredible you know, that Shel Silverstein book, The Giving Tree, did not come out of nowhere. Okay, he was really very intuitive, and you have this feeling where you can literally connect with a tree and put your hand on the tree. So if you haven't heard me talk about this, take your non-dominant hand and just put it on the tree. Make sure there's no ants. Okay, put it on the tree and just feet apart, flat on the ground, shoulder width apart. Close your eyes, breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth, and just feel. And you can literally feel the energy come in through your palms and through your fingertips and come up your arm and all the way into the heart. And sometimes you can feel it come around the back of and you can just allow that energy to come and pervade your whole body. And it's really just an amazing way to ground, stop, and sit, receive. And if you have a question, the trees are very, very wise. They really are. But I love Heart Math's that they're doing this research with trees on communicating with trees and how trees communicate and how we can send and receive energy to trees. And I'm like, well, I've been doing that for years. Okay, so we have this where we can really receive the energy and the wisdom and the peace and the calm of the trees. Now, I do believe that we say thank you for the things that we receive. Even when we don't like them, we try to be polite and courteous, right? And so sometimes we receive things that maybe we didn't want, but we know that if we're receiving it, it's for our highest good, even if we can't figure out where that puzzle piece goes right this minute. And so when you're done receiving, you use your other hand, which is your outgoing energy hand, your dominant hand, and you put that on the tree as well. And you can do both, okay? And you're giving energy back to the tree, and you say thank you. Thank you to the tree. Thank you for the air I breathe. Thank you for your roots holding fast in the earth. Thank you for protecting my home. Those of you who are on Instagram, you can see this is my tree right here, Nechama. I'm going to tip up. So this is my tree, Nechama. She sits right outside my house. So you can't quite see her because of the windows, but she's right behind me. She's right behind me. So the way the center of the windows is kind of blocks her, but that's Nechama. She protects our home, and I am very grateful for her every day. And her energy is very calming and keeps our home protected, both from storms and from weird energy from the street or whatever. And I just am very grateful for this time that that we have. So when we have the energy of the tree, yes, I saw it. Stop, it's Max. We're not barking at Max. Sorry, I don't know if you caught my neighbor with his beautiful German Shepherd walking by, coming across the street. That's Max. So, it is we're not going to bark at Max, okay? Thank you. Okay, it is very affirming to us when we can have this connection to the tree, because it reminds us that there is something that is much bigger than us. It reminds us that there is something, that there's more out there than what we can control. There's things that have been on this planet for hundreds and hundreds of years, and that we can connect with something bigger than ourselves, something more powerful, something more grounded, and these things can be very affirming and peaceful. And so if you're feeling a little bit unsettled, actually, I thought the light was actually bringing a little light. Now that Max has walked by. Because y'all know I struggle with this light. So now that we're out of summer, my videos won't be so dark. It's like no matter what light I put in here, it's still dark. But anyway, so if you're struggling with some of this, first of all, I want you to understand you are not alone, right? This is going on with a whole lot of people that are feeling like the ground is really shaking between our, under our feet, and we really don't know what's going to happen next. So taking the time to do the things that are going to be grounding for yourself, that are going to bring peace into your heart, becomes really, really important. So self-care, self-care, self-care. The world may be on fire, and in some places I'm sure that it is, or it's going to be, or something. There's things that are going on. There's a lot of stuff that we can't control, and there's a lot of stuff that we can. So pick your battles. Choose where you want to stand. Okay, I don't really like the idea of pick your battle, but choose where you want to stand. Choose what is going to be affirming to you, affirming to your community, that's going to bring good energy to you. Choose what, position, what, where you want to be politically, or just being a good human, okay? Just being a good human. It's not all about politics, okay? We like to, sometimes we're led to think that it's all about politics, because that's where the noise, okay? But there's so much more going on in our world that is not about politics. And so choose where you want to be, and put yourself in a place that is going to feed your soul and allow you the opportunity to feed others in return, right? So we take from the tree, but we give back. And that's not just the trees. We do it with the earth. We do it with each other, okay? It is so important that if you are going to take support and love and community and, nurturing and belonging from someone, some group, something, your family, your friends, you're giving back, okay? It is really, we have two hands for a reason. We take, we give, okay? And it is really important that we are doing both. And sometimes we want to make sure that our ratios are right. Okay, whatever that is for you. Okay, some people are more givers, some people are more takers, and we all have seasons in our lives where we will be both, and we will need both. Just every once in a while, check in and check your ratios, right? Okay, I think that's all that I needed to say about that today. Let's see which of our, I'm still giggling at Sharon's joke. That's all very shocking. It is very shocking. All right, let's see which of our archangels is hanging out with us today. I was still really enamored with this Kyle Gray Archangels Oracle deck, so I'd like to start here and all of that. Okay, see who's going to be hanging out with us today. This is Charity, Pillar of Service. I feel like we had this last week. I feel like we had either last week or the week before we had Charity. Serve with a gracious heart and know God is serving you. God, source, light, divine, pick your word, okay? It's just a word, okay? Serve with a gracious heart and know that God, source, love, wherever, is serving you, okay? And I feel like that's really important, because it's a really good reminder for us, because we can get all caught up in the me, right? Or we hang out with people who are all caught up with the me, right? Love that. Yeah, it has fast become one of my favorites. And then we're going to move into the Wisdom of the Oracle, collect and read. All right, let me do this. I've been kind of going back and forth today. Where do we feel? Wisdom of the Oracle and Work Your Light Oracle. All right, we're going to stick with Work Your Light Oracle, but probably Wisdom of the Oracle, but I think we probably will pull a card or two from the Rebecca Campbell deck, because I love that deck too. All right. Stacey, are you going to New Jersey in September? Tell me. All right. So Where do we need to go? Where do we need to start? What do we need to understand, like, about what's going on? This is Imagine, the Imagine card, right? The Imagine card says, hey, listen, this is 20. It says, hey, look, we are at the beginning of a new journey, but it is so important that we keep dreams and imagination and hope alive, right? That we keep working on the things that we know are the good things. John Lennon said, imagine all the people living life in peace. So if we can hold on to that, if we can put that out there and we project that out there, we can build the power and shift the dynamic of the earth. And one of the things that HeartMath does, I find to be so incredibly powerful, is that they coordinate all these people who are literally praying for the earth and meditating for the earth and for the health of humanity, like every week. You can sign up for this, that you can be part of meditating and praying for the earth. So there is so much to be said for our imagination. And a lot of times when I work with people in the beginning, especially with hypnotherapy or they're teaching mediumship, festival sounds fun though. Well, I'm sorry to miss you, so I'll be sending lots of hugs your way. That when we are teaching new mediumship students and stuff, they say, well, what if I'm making it up? They say, well, what if you are? Your imagination is such a big part of how we create things. When you start talking about manifestation, you first had to imagine the possibility that the thing could even happen, or that you could even create the thing. So imagination is such an important part of the journey, and this is the 20 card. So 2, we are right at the beginning of a new journey, a new chapter for all of us. Okay, so it is really important that we are allowing these things to continue to unfold for us, that we are using our imagination to picture and envision and energize a better world for all of us, right? Not just a few, for everyone. And it's okay if we don't have all the details. I don't know how to fix all the problems. I have some ideas, but I don't know how to fix everything. And that's okay. We can trust in something higher than ourselves and say, I want to envision this and I want to put energy towards this for others so that we can all rise together. The rising tide lifts all the boats, okay? When we are lifting ourselves, we can take others with us on the way. And so we say, how do I help? I'm just going to send it out to the universe for this or something better to help everyone, to envision a place where everyone can have their needs met and have a peaceful and enriching existence, okay? I imagine that. This or something more, and I give it to Spirit and I let them work out the details. Okay? So then we have the Observer card, which is the upside down, what's coming upside down. This is 49, so 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 1 and 3 is 4. Okay, so we are supported. Okay, yes, I count on my fingers. If you've been here, you've seen it before. So I just, don't get left brain, I count on my fingers. Anyway, 4, we are supported. 4 legs of a chair, table. 4, we are supported. Spirit is with us. The universe is with us. We have our loved ones, angels, guides, ascended masters, spirit guides, all of it. We are supported. But the Observer card was upside down. It says, hey, don't look away. Don't not pay attention. Don't think that things are not relevant to you. Don't look away. Don't turn a blind eye. Don't let your pride get in the way so that you're choosing not to see what's right in front of you. Remember to ignore the 9 and look at the other number. Ha! I like that. Thanks, Sharon. So when we have the Observer card upside down, it says, listen, don't let our pride, our ego get in the way that we are refusing to see things. This is a really important time for us to be observing. It's important for us to be watching what's going on in humanity, watching what's going on in countries, in governments, in our communities. It is important that we're watching what's going on in our own selves and our own hearts. Are our hearts turning hard because of things, or are we staying in a place of love and light? Okay, this is a really important card, that we are not missing out. We are not, I don't want to hear anything, right? It's really important that we are staying connected to each other. We're staying connected to the universe, to higher guidance, okay? And when we turn this card upside down, we get into our ego space. It says, no, I don't want to see this. I don't want to hear this. I don't want to be bothered. Okay, the Observer card says, listen, it's really important that we are paying attention to what is going on with ourselves so that our heart is not being hardened. Positively power words, okay, that's Chris. That's what I was talking about last week. Thank you for sharing, put it another way. Well, and to be fair to both of you for trying to help me in my poor math skills, I probably won't remember, but I appreciate it. Forget the 9 and look at the other number. Okay, so Chris, that it came up positivity power words, and it flagged the comment as a spam, so I had to look at it for a second. All right, so we're going to pick one more, and then we're going to jump into Rebecca's. I feel really pulled that we're supposed to pull a card from Rebecca's Work Your Light Oracle, so I really want to do that as well. So what else do we need to know for this week to help keep us engaged with charity, with imagination, imagining a better world for everyone, and not looking away, right? Okay, no worries. Okay, so this is clean it up, but it's also upside down. Okay, clean it up. And so this is 21, which is 3. Okay, so clean it up, 3, we know that there is more to the story. I'm going to get to that comment in a second, Sharon. There's more to the story of what's going on, right? There's more to the story for us to discover. There's more to the story for us to participate in and pay attention to. But it also reminds us clean it up is really important, that we are cleaning up our own side of the street. We're staying in our lane. We are not ignoring what's going on around us. We're getting involved where we can, where it makes sense for us, and that we are being part of cleaning up the world. It's not just cleaning up our own lane, but it's about cleaning up our world. We're being part of cleaning up the world. But the way we start with helping to clean up the world is cleaning up our own space first. Okay, right? So when you have, stuff in your house, you clean out your closets, you donate, you give it away, you have a garage sale, whatever you do, and then you're like, hey, look at like my yard, let me clean up my yard. Well, my neighbor's got some stuff, and maybe let me just help that with a little of that. And I found that even for my own self, as some of you, I may have talked about this, I bought a flamethrower, very excited. It's not really a big throw, but it's like for weeds, and it just for the weeds. And I like it because it actually does work. And so I found myself out in the driveway, with the weeds in my driveway, and I was going on my neighbor. I'm like, oh, let me just do a little bit on my neighbor's side, because that way their driveway and their, sidewalk will look nice too. And that's what happens. We have this thing where we're like, oh, okay, we clean up our own space, and then we take a breath and we say, well, let me see what else I can do. And so the clean it up card, this is where the 3 comes in. This is, there's more to the story. It's not just about cleaning up our own space. We start with that, but then we're allowing ourselves to expand out, and how can we help another? How can I help one person? How can that person, now there's 2 of us, how can we help that person? How can we go forward together? Okay, and so in Rebecca Campbell's, it says, in Rama, it says, where are you being called to journey to? Now remember, the Rebecca Campbell Work Your Light Oracle cards, gorgeous, do not have numbers, okay? This is where you're being called to journey to, and this fits right in with cleaning up. Where are you being called to help? How are you being called and asked to help? Okay, it is badass. Okay, so it's about this big. It has the little camping propane thing on it, and it goes, and it, float. It's got a throw about this wide and about this long. So I don't think I could really set anything important on fire. At least I haven't so far, which is good. But I have weeds in my garden that are really pissing me off. So I got a flamethrower so that I wouldn't have to keep bending down to pull all the weeds out, so I can just kill them down to their roots. Now some weeds are beneficial, but torpedo grass is not among them. So it gotta go. So it is badass. I got a flamethrower. A really hot thing. You guys crack me up. All right, we're going to grab into our Malachim cards, which is our Israeli angel cards. This is the angel cards in English, Hebrew, and Arabic. And I will say, okay, so I have my girlfriend here. Susan was here for the week because we were having the Shiva and stuff for her mother. I just threw the cards all over the floor. Hold on, please. Hold, please. So we were very blessed to have Susan in the house for the week. And before she left yesterday, we did a little card reading for her. And I said, these cards, they make a mosaic. They make this little puzzle. I've never done it because I don't have that kind of patience. And we actually had some time, and it took us about 15 minutes, but we actually did do the picture. So for the first time, I did make the picture. So I felt very proud, very proud. All right, so reminds me of a YouTube video of something. So, okay, would you want to elaborate on what that video is? So, all right, so in our, because as I'm looking at it, it looks like a flannel jacket. That's probably not what you meant. So interesting, because this is, the first card is liberation. Now remember, the Malachim cards are like ideas to keep in mind while we are looking at all the other cards. Okay, so we have charity, right, from our archangel, that's reminding us to be good and to contribute, and where can we show up for others. We have the imagine card to say, look, it's going to take all of us to shift this vibration of the earth. And we have the observer card that says, hey, listen, don't get caught up in your own stuff, so caught up in your own stuff that you're not paying attention and being connected to everything else that's going on. Don't turn away from the harder things. And then we have the clean it up card that says, listen, it's really important that we are cleaning up our own space, that we are then able to share that with cleaning up outside of our space, and how do we help out and out and out, right, like the ripples on the pond. And so we pull into our Malachim cards of how does this connect with these other cards that says liberation. And so when we come together as everyone together, we liberate all. Okay, and it is that simple. When we come together as humanity, when we come together as humans rather than nationalities, religions, orientations, what have you, we liberate all. Okay, we can feed everyone, house everyone, clothe everyone. There's enough resources on this planet that if we can come together, we can liberate all. So liberation is such an important thing, even in this time when we are seeing, rights being, trampled. Knowing that liberation is still possible. Okay, so we don't give up. Boat wholeheartedly agrees. Okay, Chris says it's a YouTube video of a guy with a mohawk wearing a kilt playing Thunderstruck on bagpipes. So I can't see that video because my kids are very heavy metal kids and they love all that stuff. So what are you working at? Stop. Okay, the other card from the Malachim card is motion. Okay, this is motion. It says we got to be involved. There it is. We got to be involved. We got to get in the game. We can't sit it out. And we saw this with clean it up as it came in upside down. We can't sit it out. We have to be participatory. Okay, if we want to build a world of liberation, of higher vibrations, of expanding into the fifth consciousness, we have to be involved. Okay, this is no longer the time for us to be like, well, I'm going to wait till they get all that manifesting stuff worked out and then you can call me up. No. It's going to take all of our energies. Okay, and I'm very reminded of the Horton Hears a Who, because I love Dr. Seuss, because who doesn't? Horton Hears a Who, and if you're not familiar with the story, Horton, and I can't imagine that would be the case, but Horton is an elephant who hears a who. Somebody who says, hello, we're here. And it is a community of people who are here on a little tiny microscopic little dot that floated in and landed on a flower that Horton has grabbed, and he is seen in his community walking around talking to a flower and protecting a flower, and the other, residents of his community, his pond, his animal world think he's nuts, and they try to take away the flower. They try to muzzle him. They try to make him stop because his actions are doing nothing to them. He's not hurting anyone, but his actions are making others uncomfortable. And so he says to the community on the little flower, he says, listen, they're going to boil you in oil if you don't come and make some noise, that you can prove to them that you are here, that you matter, that you are existing, your existence matters. And so they run through the town of all the little who's in the little tiny Whoville, and they all are banging drums and making noises and da-da-da-da. And the mayor comes through and he finds one little kid who's making a yo-yo. And he's one little kid who's not contributing to the ruckus. And he says, do something, you have to participate, you have to be involved. And the kid lets out a gashry, a yell, I think a yelp. And he lets out this sound, and all the other animals in Horton's world, they hear. And they say, wait a minute, maybe just because we couldn't see it doesn't mean it's not really there. Maybe there is more to the story. Maybe there is something. And they listen. And they open their minds and they hear all of the ruckus, and they start to have a dialogue and a communication because everyone in the Whoville chose to get in the game, to be part of it. Okay? So it is really important right now that for motion and liberation, he lets out a barbaric yawp over the roofs of their little world. Thank you. So it is so important that we are part of the commotion. We are part of letting out our barbaric yawp to let others know that we are here and that we matter, and that you are here and you matter, and that even if people and countries and nationalities and orientations, whatever, are different, none of them were hurting anybody. They were living their lives, and Horton happened to meet them, and now they're all living their lives together. Okay, and I just love this message of this story because Horton was so brave and so courageous, and he stood up even when nobody believed him. And he stood up and said, wait a minute, these folks are different than me, but they still deserve a place at the table. And he worked super hard, and all the people in the little Who town worked super hard to fight for the place at the table. And so as we go out and to clean it up and, observing what's going on and imagining a better world, remembering that we are all in this together. And part of that throat chakra time right now is letting out our own barbaric yops about reminding people that we matter, that they matter, that we all matter together, and that the way that we come together, liberation comes by coming together, not by pulling each other apart, division and tribalism and, othering, which is what we've been seeing for years. It is time for us to come together, that liberation comes for all of us when we come together. All right, we're going to leave that there for right now. Oh my goodness. So let's move to the place that you all know and love, which is the place of your cards. Your cards. What's going on with you this week? That needs to be, and I still got all these different decks going on my desk right here. So you may get a Rebecca Campbell card, you may get a Colette Baron Reed card. So you just never know what's going to happen. So if you would like to have a card pulled for you, please do put that in the comments. We'll make sure to get a card for you. And if you haven't, by some chance, seen or read Horton Hears a Who, which is a cartoon, please do, because it's really, I think the works of Dr. Seuss are so important. All right, let's see what we got here. We've got, all right. Oh, Stacey, I'm sorry that you're having a tough week. We're going to get you a card. We're going to start, I go in order, so we're going to start with Sharon, who has taught me math lessons today. And ignore the 9 and look at the other number. Genius. All right. I'm still probably going to count my fingers because, But, hey, sometimes we hear the thing when we need to hear it. So, Sharon, this is message in a bottle. It is upside down, message in a bottle. It is 15, which means it's 6. Which means we're coming around to a new place, okay? We're coming around to a new place. We're coming around in a new place. And it says, listen, we're not worried about the journey, okay? We're just on for the ride. We're going along with the journey. But when this card is upside down, it says, hey, listen, you're not listening to the universe, Sharon. You're not listening to what the universe is trying to say to you. Because this stork, he's not worried about the journey. He's not worried about the message. He's got his telescope. He's not even paying any attention. The seas are calm, okay? The skies are blue. But when the card is upside down, it's like, hey, we're not trusting the universe to carry us along, okay? So this is a card that reminds us we don't have to do it all ourselves. We don't have to carry the ball all the way. We don't have to carry everything ourselves. This is a card that says, hey, remember that you can co-create with spirit. You can collaborate with spirit. You can collaborate with angels and guides and loved ones and all the other people in your neighborhood, people in your community. Okay, we don't have to carry the ball ourselves, okay? Like, we do have to carry the ball ourselves. We don't have to carry the ball all by ourselves. And having said that, Sharon, I hope your puppy is doing better. Okay, Belinda Jones. Belinda. This is a leg up, but it is also upside down. What is going on upside down today? So this is 34, which is 7. So 7 tells us there's a change in direction, okay? And we look at 7, it goes, and we think, great. Okay, no. Okay, 7 is a gentle turn. Okay, it's a gentle turn. So we have this leg up that says that the 7 tells us there's a change in direction that's coming for Belinda. But when we have this leg up card, it says, listen, we want to fake it till we make it. We want to, make it work. We want to not give up, okay? It says, listen, it's really important that you can see this change in the road is coming. There's a change in direction. You're being guided in a new way. It's really important that you are not giving up, that you are not saying, this is too hard, I'm not making progress. And so know that when you ask for help, help will come to you, okay? This is really important for all of us with the universe. When we ask for help, help will come to us. Now, the thing about asking for help is that we get this idea in our head of what we want and how we want for help, and the universe is like, no, we've got this, okay? We're going to do it how we know that it's going to be best, we've got this. Okay, so Belinda, this is saying change is coming. It is okay for you to ask for help. You will be better served if you are willing to collaborate, if you are willing to ask for help. And pride, this is also a card about being prideful, and it's not an accusation or any kind of a judgment. It just says, listen, maybe look at where you're trying to do too much yourself, okay? And just to be able to say, asking for help is not weakness. It is absolutely 100 million billion percent not a weakness. It is courageous to say, I need help. I need to talk to someone. I need to be with someone. I want to connect with someone. I want to collaborate. I want to go to lunch, whatever it is. Okay, so it's really important that we are remembering that we are connected, and that connection gives us power, okay? When 3 or more, what is it? Jesus had a famous quote that said, wherever 3 or more are gathered in my name, I will be there, right? So we know that we have the power to create something bigger than ourselves when we connect with others, okay? Stacy Claxton, tough week. I'm sorry. I'm really, truly sorry. It has been a tough week for a lot of people, and I hope that this week is a much better one for you. So this card for Stacy is Truth Be Told. It is also upside down. Okay, Truth Be Told is 14, which is 5. Okay, so 1 and 4 is 5. So Stacy, we look at the numbers and they kind of go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so if you're at 5, you have hit the top of the mountain. You are really have hit the crux of the problem. You have come to a place where you are going to be able to go in, to start coming down. And it's not like you're going down like, oh, down the hill, things are going bad, you're going down the hill. I see you, Fatima. Okay. It's not that things are going down the hill. It says you've come over the worst part of the challenge. Okay, you've come through the worst part of the challenge, and it says, listen, it's going to be, things are going to get a bit easier. But the thing with Truth Be Told is it has a lot to do with things we're unwilling to see. Okay, and there seems to be a little bit of a theme that's going on here. Okay, but Truth Be Told, it has a little bit of what is it that we're relying to ourselves, or what is it that we're not willing to see. And so you can see we have this hourglass, this mask that we have that's here, and the owl, the wise owl, is opening up the window just to let all of that love, those rose petal full little hearts, because they're shaped, if you look, they're shaped like little hearts. They're little hearts flying around. It says, listen, lead from your heart. Let your heart be seen. Okay, let your heart be heard. So this is really so much a card about what is it that we're not letting ourselves see, where we're lying to ourselves, or we've got rose-colored glasses on because this card is upside down. So Stacy, just make sure you're taking a good look at your situation. It says, okay, this has been a rough week. Where am I culpable? Where can I take responsibility or own some parts? Where can I let go of stuff? And be really try to be real honest with yourself, okay? Because that's going to really help you go forward. That you are over the worst is what it feels like, okay? So hopefully that comes to be the truth for you. All right, Christian card. This is, just make sure, okay. You are welcome, 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 welcome. So this is milk and honey. So this is 5 and 1 is 6. So this is, again, coming around again. Okay, so sacred geometry, right? Milk and honey is all of the wonderful things, abundance and joy and love and laughter and all the wonderful things that are available to us. But when we're looking at this, this card is upside down, we're looking at things that say, hey, where are we not participating? Where are we taking our taking our ball and keeping it to ourselves? So there's, when I was teaching with Mary Kay for years and years, every once in a while I'd bring a ball into the, meeting room, wherever we were teaching, and I would just very gently toss it to somebody, a consultant sitting in the front row, second row, whatever, and then they'd toss it back, and I'd toss it again, and they'd toss it back, and inevitably, somebody would pause because they weren't sure where they were supposed to do, and I would just kind of be like, because if you don't throw the ball back, I can't do anything. Okay, I cannot help, I can't teach, I can't lead, I can't show you if you don't throw the ball back. And so when this card is upside down, the universe is saying to you, there is so much milk and honey ready for you, but you have to throw the ball back. Okay, so it's really important that you are in the game, that you are participating, and that you're being open. Now, this comes very timely for you because you and I spoke yesterday. This says be open to new experiences. And so take this card as real affirmation of some of the things that you and I spoke about yesterday. Okay, however, it is important that you are willing to stay engaged, that you are throwing the ball back to the universe. When the universe says do this, you say, okay, how can I do this better? How can you help me to do this? Keep the communication going, and keep the communication with the higher going. Okay, there is abundance that is available to you. It is up to you to reach out and grab it. Okay, all right. Ellen Jade, and I have Ellen and Stephen and Stacy. Of course, I'm drawn to you, my darling. All right, so Stacy says the puppy is doing much better. Yay, Sharon's puppy is doing much better. Belinda says thank you so much. It really resonates. I'm so glad. And Stacy says she's crying. Oh, I'm sorry, you're crying. Please don't cry. Hopefully it's good things. All right, and Chris has given us the quote of Matthew 18:10. Okay, so back to where we were. I like to check the comments so to make sure we don't have any scammers slipping in. So Ellen Jane, card for Ellen Jane. This is by the book. This is 11. So 11, this is 2. This is keep going, beginning of a new journey. Ellen Jane, this is by the book. This is things are going to be what they're going to be. Okay, there's going to be things you can't control, and unless you're the lead elephant, the view does not get any better. And so this is telling you to just continue to go forward. You are continuing on the journey. You are going in the right direction. And it says, hey, listen, this is going to be, making sure that you are staying the course and that you are honoring those that have come before you. But this is the elephants are wise. Elephants don't forget. Elephants are going forward. You are with the elephants. You are going in the right direction. It's really important for you to just stay the course right now. Okay, so that's Ellen. But keeping in mind, the terrain is smooth. The sun is shining. It is a blue sky. There are no storms. Okay, so just continue to stay the course. All right, Stephen, hopefully your air conditioning is fixed. I know mine is, and that is good for all of us. All right, so we have, for Stephen, we have again, round and round, upside down again, upside down. Hi. So again, we are upside down, and this is 25. So 2 and 5 is 7. So interesting because 7 we just talked about with that gentle change in direction. So we have this change in direction. But with round and round, this is again that sacred geometry that says, listen, you've been here before, you've seen this and done this, and that it's going to be really important that you are seeing this from a different perspective, okay? So we can keep going around and around like a merry-go-round, but that's not what this card is. This is like the spiral staircase that says, listen, the more you go up, the more you can see. It's like climbing up a mountain. If you go hiking, the more you get to the higher parts of the higher elevations, the better the view. You can see more. You can get a different perspective. So Steve, this is really about making sure that you are seeing things from a different perspective so that you're not coming around to the same hiccups, the same speed bumps, the same stuff that you've been there and done that already. So it says, listen, it's really important that you are taking that zoom out perspective so that you are seeing things for the truth of the situation and that you are not getting caught up in old familiar patterns, okay? All right, Stacy, my dear friend Stacy. It is throwing off money. Yeah. Yeah, we don't need to talk about what we just spent on our air conditions now, do we? So come and see me. All you gotta do is shoot me a text, let me know. We'll get you on the calendar. So you are welcome, Ellen. You are welcome. Hello, Shannon. All right, where did we? Stacy, my friend, Stacy Niendahl. Now, y'all, Stacy goes live on Tuesdays, Stacy Niendahl, so you might follow her as well because she's a dang genius. All right. Also, she's like the nicest, sweetest, kindest, most wonderful human that you could know. All right, so this is community. Here I am talking about Stacy and her community. So this is community, Stacy. This is community. It says this card is 8. So 8 is the infinity symbol. It says, okay, similar to what Stephen just, what we said for Stephen is, where are you going around and around? But this is also about the 8 is about you have enough time, okay? So those things that are pushing on you like, oh, I have to get everything done. I'm never going to get everything done. And this stuff that's putting pressure on you and stress on you is really, give yourself this permission that you can like, all right, it's going to get done. Everything is okay. Just take a breath. Okay, take a breath. Now, community is also reminding us that sometimes when we can get stressed or under pressure, we can cocoon and we say, look, it's just going to be easier if I just do it myself. Okay, and so this is reminding you that you can ask for help, that you don't have to do everything yourself, that you might have to take a minute, take a breath, and explain it to the other person. However, if you do, it will benefit you both. Okay, so this is also about bringing new people into the fold as well. So it feels as if there may be some new folks around you. They're coming in closer to you, and allow that because there are people that are going to be able to contribute to your circle and contribute to your community as well. But reminding you that you have enough time, you don't have to stress yourself out, and that you can ask for help, and that when we can take a minute to give a little guidance to someone else, then we can release and let them carry the ball, which makes it easier for both of us. Okay, a little time spent here means less time spent there, hopefully. Okay, all right, so hopefully that is helping my friend Stacy. All right, let's see, we're going to jump over to I love that you put that which, like, for me, I'm like, oh, like not, I'm not awe, but I love to make sure that we're always keeping in mind the things in the world that are like awe-inspiring, that we don't get so caught looking like down that we forget to look up at all the, so doing it myself is so me. By the time I explain what I need, I can do it yourself. Yes, but that means that you're going to do it yourself every single time. But if you can explain what you need one time, then that person can now do it multiple times, and you can do something else. Okay. All right, we're going to jump over to Instagram for a second. We have got Fatima card. This is blessed. This card comes up for you a lot, this card. So I feel you, girl. I do. So Fatima, this card comes up for you a lot. I feel like I've pulled this card for you multiple times, but it's interesting that it's upside down today. And so this card is 22, and so 2 and 2 is 4. We talked about 4, that is the 4 legs of the chair of the table, that says you are supported, you are loved, you have support from the angels, guides, loved ones, the universe, that you are not having to do all the things alone. You have this support. But the fact that this card is upside down feels like you're not absorbing it, you're not trusting it, that there are... that even though that you are maybe having some challenges right now, challenges come in many forms, okay? So we can have these things that are blessings even if they're harder. And sometimes it can be like, oh, I know this is happening too, like for me, for my highest and best good, and I'm not really like sure where to put this blessing in just yet, but I know it's going to bless me eventually. And that is, you know, where this is coming in. This is, listen, when things are challenging and things are hard, just remember you are still blessed, and it is still, the universe is supporting you, and regardless of if the card is upside down or not, that they're still got your back. And it's important that you are leaning in to say, okay, listen, let me focus on the good stuff and less on the stuff that's being challenging, because what we focus on grows. Where we put our energy and our intention, our energy, that our focus grows. Okay? So this is a reminder for you. You are okay. So, all right. I think, is that everybody? Did we get everybody? Is there anybody I missed for cards? We're going to pull one more Rebecca Campbell card. And this is, this is the Age of Light. You've been training for this for lifetimes. The Age of Light. This is, we know where we're going. We know what we're capable of. We know what is happening. We know the evolution that's going on right now, and that we are prepared. Okay? We are here to help usher in the new, the next, the rejuvenated, the enlightened. Okay? We are here to be part of that transformation. And again, remembering that regardless of what's going on, we chose to incarnate here and now to be part of all of this. So, all right. I want to remind you that the videos, if you missed it on Instagram, we will post it on Facebook. All the things get posted to LinkedIn. They get posted to the YouTube channel. So everything, if you missed something, you're looking for something older, all the videos are living on the YouTube channel, so you can always find it over there. Please don't hesitate to share. And if you're ready for your, we're going to come into the change of the fall equinox is going to come soon. And if you're ready for your seasonal update, you're ready to get a private reading, please do send me a message where the calendar is filling up. And remember, if you were here and you mention it to me, you can save $10. So prices are going to go up a little bit in September, so this is a good time to get on my calendar before that happens. So reminding you how very much you are all loved. Thank you for choosing to spend part of your Monday with me, with each other, with being part of our community of light. And I will see you next week. Labor Day is next week, but I think we're still planning to be here. So if you're not here live, don't worry, recordings. Okay? Have a fantastic week. It's all new moon right now, so stay in the light. Okay? The light is coming. Mwah! See you next week.